What's up, everybody? Welcome to what's it called? Shawn and Lacey,
Shawn and Lacey live.
right here, Wednesday, March 19th. You know what to do. Call your friends. We're talking about getting you into your zone of genius. Come one, come all. Yoo-hoo! Get them all, rile them up, rally them up, put them all right here on your favorite YouTube channel. You guys know what to do. All of you guys in Adaptable Entrepreneur, please do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. We want to be just like Mechanic Wrench Paul. He's not blue today.
He is blue.
Oh, he is.
You just can't see blue on that, but I see blue Mechanic Wrench Paul. And I see Rhonda. She said, what's up to all the OGs? And when it was called Money Mondays.
Oh, yeah. Money Monday.
I see Trevor. Hi, Trevor.
We all want to be like Mechanic Wrench Paul. You guys got to check out Mechanic Wrench Paul's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He has like 300 and something thousand subscribers, killing it in the content game. Shout out to Paul. Paul's the winner.
Paul, drop your YouTube.
Paul is the reason why the pot is at $300 this week, because Paul took home all the money 1 month ago in the February edition of Shawn and Lacey Live. I think he walked away with $700.
I wonder what Paul did with that money.
Well, unfortunately, he had a flood. He probably rebuilt like some flooring and things. He had a lot of stuff going on in his life, but he didn't stop his YouTube.
He's a winner.
Look at that YouTube channel. Did he post the link? Y'all got to check out Paul's YouTube channel.
Yeah, Paul, what's your YouTube channel?
Is killing
Paul,
it
tell
over
us,
there.
Tell us.
Killing it on YouTube. But do us a favor. We're trying to kill it on YouTube too. We're nowhere even near Paul. We just have 3,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, share, tell everybody, check out Shawn and Lacey Live. If you weren't with us last night, Tony Schriller dropped an amazing training into the Adaptable Entrepreneur Group, where he was helping us to get all of our YouTube channels dialed in, even if you're brand new.
Because ours was not dialed in.
Ours was not dialed in.
We are here to be the first to tell you it's already better.
It's already better. You
James
take action.
did some work.
James went to work right away.
We got a great
banner, the banner's right, the featured videos right,
the pictures zoomed in.
We're working on the pictures fixed.
Pictures
we got
fixed.
the picture fixed, like we're doing.
Julie, we said it was awesome. Paul said yes, Paul, you need to watch the replay. You're already doing so amazing on your YouTube channel. You'll probably get some little tweaks. But Skip and Julie have a great YouTube channel as well.
Prime Pediatrics or no Prime Podcast.
But in there,
they probably have multiple
they have a great
channels.
Banner, so our banner kind of looks like theirs. I like it too.
Yeah. So Tony Schriller was dropping bombs last night on the Adaptable Entrepreneur training. If you're missing out, you guys got to get plugged in. You got to get into your portal, get logged in. If you're not yet an Adaptable Entrepreneur member, just go to www.adaptapreneur.com. Somebody on the Shawn and Lacey team, drop that link into the comments, because that, my friends, is a brand new website. And I've been telling people, I know that Skip and Julie are on this tip. Skip's always calling me saying, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Listen, the Adaptable Entrepreneur, adaptapreneur.com website, adaptapreneur.com. That is our newest website. It has everything that we have been teaching. And a few things that we haven't yet taught you are inside of that. One of the things I do want you to know is we're dropping regular blogs. I try to do blogs every day. I got a little off track Monday and Tuesday. I don't know what happened. But today I already made my blog for tomorrow. Killer blogs. Read the blogs. Amazing content.
Substack.
I'd love for you guys to subscribe to Lacey and I's Substack and Medium. We've got blogs going on there.
So you know, we have our own Substack. He has Sean Dill. I have Lacey Book.
Mine's better, but you have more subscribers. I don't even think I have subscribers.
Why is his better? I am currently dropping lessons with Lacey. So if you guys ever wanted to see that email campaign that I had sent out to a bunch of our people on our email list, that is getting dropped daily into my Substack.
I did write a post
so you can repurpose
that I feel like I'm not feeling Facebook so much. Like, I go on there, there's a bunch of drama, a bunch of dopes. It's like very low energy on Facebook. I just go on there and I'm like, I can't think of anything to write, because it's just, you got to write something low energy, like, haha, look at Lacey. Like, you can't, it's like become like very third grade. But I do want you to know, because we've been teaching. we've been getting real serious about our YouTube game. Had a big meeting today with the team, getting real serious about our YouTube game. I know that James is pumped up about that. Like, really pumped. We're pushing some chips in on YouTube. Oh, he's gonna come in there.
Look how pumped he is. He's so pumped he had to come on, and he's gonna say something. What are you gonna say, James?
No, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. That's all I have to say.
James has been trying to drag us around the YouTube track for probably the past year. And not that we've been resistant, but I just think
like everything. Well, I mean,
you guys do it too. It was not for some reason it kept getting pushed to our bottom of our list because we didn't get it. We didn't understand it. We're old, whatever.
Well, also Facebook was so great. Like Facebook was still good. Now it's like, So here's where we're going, folks. We'd love for you to come along. Make sure that you subscribe here on YouTube, because James is going to be captaining the ship on YouTube, dropping some sick content. We don't have a shortage of content. That's one thing I'll tell you. We don't have a shortage of content. And we're also pushing in on LinkedIn. So I'd love to have you guys connect with us over at LinkedIn. We're going to be bringing you guys some killer trainings in Adaptable Entrepreneur. If you're not yet in Adaptable Entrepreneur, go to adaptapreneur.com. Your first month's only $1. If you guys are like, oh, but I like it on Facebook, we're not doing the playground anymore. You got to graduate, go to middle school, high school. High school, they don't even have a playground. There's no playground in high school. It's time to do big boy and big girl stuff. Adaptable Entrepreneur. It's got its own portal. It's not on Facebook anymore. You got your own private portal, your own private community. It's not as much banter and joking going on, but it's hardcore content being dropped inside of that portal. Look at our blog, look at our YouTube channel, look at our LinkedIn, listen to our podcast. We got all kinds of cool stuff happening for you. It's not too late. You too need to be swiping and deploying. Follow in our footsteps. We'd be very happy to have you.
So Skip has a really good question. He said, do Substacks help with SEO and Google search? And I'm like,
they can.
I don't know.
You got a backlink.
Unless you backlink. But what it would help with would be
AI.
Gathering more information and content, because as you put more stuff out, it gets to know who you are.
Well, AI pulls, literally, if you ask your AI, it pulls information off of Substacks and Mediums, especially when it's asking. I posed a very interesting question. James Taylor, I don't know if James is on here. He literally asked his AI, ChatGPT, what should I ask Shawn? What should I ask Lacey? I reposted that even into the Facebook groups for BYS and for BDC, and also in the portal for adaptapreneur.com. We encourage you to ask. I think it's really telling, because we've done so much work on this with you. Like, so if you want to see, like, hey, are these guys just jokers, or they're not walking the walk? They're because people have this narrative like, oh, look at what they're doing. We're just teaching you what we're doing. Like, so if you ask your ChatGPT, I want to work with Shawn and Lacey, what value can they bring? What questions would I ask Shawn versus what questions should I ask Lacey? What value could Shawn bring to my business? What value could Lacey bring to my business? Go ahead and post it in the comments. I'm ready for it, because we already know that we've prepped the AI, the body of training material that it's used to have the answers for you. Because we've been teaching you this for years. Most of you are late to updating, and never too late. One of the ways you could do this is through Substack and Medium. Very easy cheat code. Just start populating. That's one of the reasons why we blog so prolifically, is because we're just populating we're populating the internet with information. So one of the things that you'll notice is that we're not really selling, and the information that we're putting there is information that's directed at populating the knowledge panels for AI, so that it can give you better answers relative to us. And I hope that if you're watching the show, you're like, thank you, because we want your AI to be able to replace us when we're not here doing this live. That's great, because it allows us to play more golf and do more fun things.
We have one of our wonderful clients, MH Media.
Miriam.
She said that she wants to know, what's the most effective way to train AI to recommend a specific service provider or business?
Just kill the internet. And Miriam, you're great at this. I would get my website. I'd post blogs on my website. I'd create a blog on Substack and blog on Medium. You can also then utilize social media.
Continue to talk about what you're good at. What's the thing that you do?
Yeah, don't say not anymore. Like, hey, look at my food, because that doesn't help AI.
Right.
Oh, Lacey eats vegetables. Like that's useless stuff. You've got to populate social media and your blog and the internet with information. So literally a shift in thinking. No longer am I low-level thinking, trying to convince people that I'm the best. Now what I'm trying to do is convince AI.
Yep.
And not even convince AI that I'm the best. Convince AI at what I'm good at.
Yes, and just keep telling it and keep telling it. And
in
keep
a lot of different ways.
Yes, Julie says keep updating the knowledge base, and that's what you keep doing. Paul also said he couldn't sleep last night, so at 3 a.m. he watched the AI training.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
that was really good.
And then
Brandon
started
Feldman
putting
killed it.
stuff into ChatGPT and got a bunch of great ideas. So there's great information on the adapter.
Brandon sent me a video of a CEO. We know a couple CEOs of publicly traded companies. It's pretty interesting because if you're a CEO of a publicly trading company, you have to do your stock report. You have to do a report on like an update on your company. He sent me a video of a CEO, a 16-year CEO, saying, listen, I've trained my AI to prepare my annual report to stockholders, shareholders.
Wow.
And all I have to do is give it the data, right? Because I have, they said how they did it is they fed it 16 years worth of their previous reports. And then they were like, here's the data for this next one. Just make that report for me for the next one.
Imagine how much time that saves
They said that. Can you imagine how much time it saved them in this annual thing that they all have to do? And they're like, now it's just so much easier. And again, granted, it's so helpful because they had 16 years. Now, if you are doing it for the first time, it probably wouldn't recommend
Not going to be great. Yeah.
But this person was like, now that I've done it for 16 years, it's so easy. What a shortcut.
Yeah.
I was saying that we'd love to have you come along with us. So subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure that you're following us on all your social channels, but especially on YouTube and especially on LinkedIn. We're still on the other stuff. We have a phenomenal team on social media. People tell me all the time. I had 3 calls today with people that were brand new to my world. They're like, dude, you're killing it on social media. So props to James and team that are putting that together because people do take notice. So I'm not saying you will not find us. I'm not going on some hiatus on Facebook, but I am saying that I'm not finding myself there scrolling around looking at doofus.
I don't go on Facebook much at all anymore. I'm an Instagram user for sure.
Why are you finding Instagram is kind of entertaining?
Well,
but there's no
Instagram has recipes.
Yeah. But here's where you can find us, everybody. We've prepared for you a little quick rundown. We would love to see you at one of these places coming up March 25th and 26th. Oh gosh, folks, we're going on a tour. We're going on a big tour. We're leaving Friday. Going a quick stop to see our great friend Mark Murphy this weekend. And then we're off to Las Vegas, March 25th and 26th. Actually, it's 24th, 25th, and 26th. On March 24th, we're going to be filming episodes of the None of Your Business podcast right there in person in Las Vegas. March 25th, Tuesday, we're going to be filming with David Meltzer, Office Hours TV show at the Wynn. And that evening, listen, ojo, that means atención in Espanol. We want you all, anybody who can get to Las Vegas, if you can get to Las Vegas on Tuesday, March 25th, we're hosting a VIP dinner with David Meltzer right there in Las Vegas. Amazing celebrity guests coming. You know why? Because 25th and 26th, we're filming Office Hours. So you've got all of the co-hosts and guests all gathered up in Las Vegas. You too can be a part of that experience. Also, if you come by, we'd love to have you hang out with us. We'll get you in. We'll make sure that you are part of the crew right there at Office Hours. And you never know. Sometimes somebody can't make it. They get sick. They get the sniffles. Boom. We might even be able to slot you right in on the TV show. Then right from there, we're off to Los Angeles. The next day, we're going to be filming episodes of Go Fund Yourself. Amazing new television show. David Meltzer, Rory Kataya, 2 amazing friends that we were able to spend some time with in Egypt. Rory has put together this amazing show, Go Fund Yourself. It airs on Cheddar. Get you some Cheddar. Check out Cheddar on your local cable provider. Find the show. Make sure that you tune into the Shawn and Lacey episode. Lacey has a couple episodes coming up here very, very soon. I don't have any episodes, but I'm going to film a couple. I'm going to film a couple there in Los Angeles, March 27th. If you're around the LA area, we'd love to get you the address, have you come by, hang out in the studio as well. Then the next day, oh, wait, that's not the next day.
Next week, maybe.
The next week. Skipping ahead in time, we're going to be back in Naples for Culture Club, April 4th and 5th. I posted my latest blog is about this. Listen, as I'm prepping for Culture Club, one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of people were like, can you do something for teams? And then we did something for teams. And then the same people that wanted it for teams, they couldn't be there. Because why? Because team hard. in my preparation, so much information, looking at how other great teams are built. And most great companies, I found this interesting. I was talking to Lacey about this earlier today. A lot of people talk about, Jim Collins talks about start with who. So it's interesting because, we have the Simon Sinek, start with why.
Yeah.
Jim Collins says, start with who. Jim Collins says that in all great businesses, who is more important than the what.
Yeah.
That you should assemble if you have a great product or you have a great service,
really
which
said that,
all of you
could
do.
teach the what oftentimes.
Well, but also too, you guys have a great product. How many people? This is why we do workshops, live workshops that you have a natural resistance to. And I just want to reveal that, because a lot of people do workshops that you don't have a natural resistance to. How to make $1 million on a weekend. Well, everybody goes to it because there's no resistance to that. Yeah, I want that. How to build a great team. I'm not sure I want to do that. Why? Because I got to look in the mirror and realize that, one, maybe I'm not a great leader. And two, maybe I don't have a great team. When we talk about start with who, a lot of you have a great service, but think about this: a great service with the wrong people, loser. A terrible service with the right people, winner. Think about that. You have crappy food, but amazing service at a restaurant, winner. You have brilliant food, but it comes out 3 hours late, people are complaining. So, and you guys don't understand that. It's all about the people. It's the people. It's the culture. Actually, too, in my blog post, I think it was actually an email that I sent out today where I was talking about how people think like, the culture will drive the strategy. But in reality, the culture is the strategy. So many of you right now, you are not where you want to be because you just have the wrong people on the bus. Some of you have the wrong people on the wrong bus. Some of you have a great service. You are incredibly skilled, and you have put these people, wrong people, on the wrong bus, and you're incredibly frustrated. If you want to look yourself in the mirror and you want to face the reality of how can we build a culture, and maybe you've got the wrong people and we need to get rid of those people, but how can we get the right people? How can we train the right people? And how can we get the right people in the right seats on the right bus and get this thing going so that more people can experience what it is that you have to offer? You've got to get your silly butts to Culture Club. It's going to be gorgeous here in Naples, April 4th and 5th. I get it. Who wants to go to Naples? It's going to be sunny and 78 degrees. Who wants to build a winning team? I would only have to help more people and make a bigger impact in the world. If you want to go to Culture Club, reach out to Megan at adaptapreneur.com. Megan at adaptapreneur.com. I don't think this is in chronological order, but after, so check it out. We're going
Sorry, I had to add that one in.
On Vegas, 24th, 25th, 26th. LA on the 27th. And then 28th, we're going to Austin, Texas. March 28th and 29th, the Chiropractic Society of Texas is hosting a banger of a chiropractic event. I saw some people getting mad at me about my financial involvement in Well Infused. Well, the CST still wants me to show up and wants Lacey to show up. And I saw Jen Troy commenting. Woo-hoo! So even Jen Troy, who's here on the live with us, she's showing up. You should too. You don't have to be from Texas. Get you some tickets. Come hang out. I'm going to be rocking a big long session of chiropractic philosophy, just breaking it down right there in Austin. And listen, we don't have a thing for this.
I was going to say, and Jen and we're doing a 4-hour session.
That's a banger right there. 4-hour session on communication, right?
Teaching CAs about leads,
bring your
communication,
team, right?
all sorts
Culture
of stuff.
Club. It's about your team. You got to start with who, and then we got to train those who's. Lacey and Jen are going to be training CAs to get them all dialed in. So. I'm talking straight philosophy. And also, we don't have an announcement for this, but on the next day, on the 28th, or the 29th, whatever day Saturday is, we're going to be in Fort Lauderdale supporting our great friend Daniel Gupta, who is hosting an incredible debut art show. Wait till you see what Daniel is doing and the impact that he's making on the world. Listen, for all of you world changers, Daniel is leveraging art to build wells, to build playgrounds, and to build schools all around the world. I want to encourage you to reach out to me, Shawn at adaptapreneur.com. If you are in that Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, if you're in the area, South Florida, and you can get to this event on Saturday, I've got you hooked up. Free tickets. Tickets are $125. I will personally take care of your ticket. I want you to be a part of this. We're getting a group of world changers. I know while everybody's like low-level energy talking about nonsense on Facebook, we're gathering world changers. How cool would it be for you? Think about this. And it doesn't cost as much as you think. You just got to get in this room with us. How cool would it be to know that you have a water well in, say, Africa, and it says your name on it, the Lacey Book Water Well. The Lacey Book Water Well is supplying our village with water. It doesn't cost that much. I'd love to get you involved. And I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for participation and support of an amazing, amazing project that our great friend Daniel Gupta is putting on. And then we're going to take at least we're going to sleep for a couple of days. Then heading off to the Masters, April 9th through the 11th. The amazing Augusta, Georgia. We're going to have some amazing guests rolling in. I heard that Tim Story just confirmed. Tim Story confirmed. Going to be at the Mastermind Experiential Mastermind Experience with me, David Meltzer, and so many others. Could be you. You've got to reach out to me if you want to get in on that. Actually, I mean, reach out and ask. I'd have to confirm that I can get you in because tickets go so fast. You have badges to the Masters. Everybody wants to be there. And then let's see, that's the 8th, 9th, and 10th is when I'll be there. On 11th and 12th. On the 11th, don't forget UFC 314 in Miami. Our great friend Michael Chandler taking on Patty Pimblett. You don't want to miss that. We're not doing anything, but if you want to go, buy yourself some tickets and let me know. Lacey and I will be there. We're going to be having a great time cheering on Michael Chandler. He's going to whoop on Patty Pimblett. Then,
well, there's more. Oh my gosh.
April 24th, 25th, 26th, Wynnewood, Oklahoma. If you like, look at that place. That's where we stay in the middle of nowhere on this huge acreage. Out in the wilderness, we're going to be shooting sporting clays. We're going to be shooting pistols. We're going to be shooting long rifles, long range. We're going to be hunting hogs in the side-by-sides. We're going to be eating amazing food. I got to tell you, this is like the best food that I eat all year. I get to eat at some amazing restaurants, and Lacey's the best cook that you'd ever meet. But when we go to Bourbon Nights, oh my gosh, do they feed us like kings? If you want to get on that, I actually just had a spot open up. I have one spot for one lucky person that wants to go out and just prove their prowess with the firearms. If you know how to, you don't actually have to know. I don't really know. I mean, I know, but I'm not very good at those dang sporting clays. I'm not very good at that, but I'm really good with the handguns. I can always win those games that we play. Pretty good with the rifles. My guy, James DeSimone, he outfitted my AR. I look like I'm a Navy SEAL when I carry that thing around. I'm not really, though. If you want to join us, hit me up, Shawn at adaptapreneur.com. I got a spot for one of you. Listen, you're not going to be sleeping on a tent on a dirt floor. You sleep in that place. It's 5-star accommodations. We have a game room, big giant TV. We're going to be having tons of fun. We'll drink a little bourbon. We got cigars out in the back. We got all kinds of fun. You should join us. Wynnewood, Oklahoma, home of the Tiger King and home of Bourbon Nights. And then we're heading off to Lyceum, May 1 through 3. Lyceum, Sherman College, the center of the chiropractic universe, homecoming. Both Lacey and I will be speaking on the main stage at Lyceum and honoring our great friend, Dr. David Meltzer. We're going to be bestowing on him an honorary Doctor of Chiropractic degree. Listen, if you're a David Meltzer fan, if you're a Shawn and Lacey fan, if you're a chiropractic fan, you have no excuse. You want to be there as we put David Meltzer up on the stage and award him his honorary Doctor of Chiropractic degree. For all of you, what have you done for chiropractic? I don't know. What do you think David Meltzer will do when he gets an honorary Doctor of Chiropractic? I'm planning on seeing chiropractic's involvement in the Napoleon Hill Foundation. I'm planning on seeing chiropractic's involvement on his media platforms. I'm planning on seeing chiropractic elevated everywhere. So what have you done for chiropractic? If you're like, shoot, that's a lot. Show up at least May 1st and 3rd, Sherman College of Chiropractic, Lyceum. And Lacey and I are going to make a quick exit out of Lyceum, but don't despair. We're just going to bop out and come back because we've got to bang over to Logan College. Well, it's not Logan College, Logan University, where we'll be speaking at Symposium 2025. Quick hitter, if you're in the St. Louis area, make sure that you bounce over and check us out. Chesterfield, Missouri. The return, finally. Sean Dill will be back at Logan University for the first time since 1995, since my graduation, speaking on campus at Logan Symposium 2025. You do not want to miss that whatsoever. Whew. That's it, folks. Oh, that's not it. Just when you thought we were done, you could join us.
Too many announcements. Too many announcements.
You can join us June 1st through the 7th. An amazing golf and mastermind experience. Shawn at adaptedpreneur.com if you want to play golf with me, the amazing Virgil Herring, and an amazing crew in Scotland. Join us on the eve of the Edinburgh Lectures, where we'll also be speaking, and you can see us there as well.
Okay, one, that was too many announcements.
What?
Two,
no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It's 20 minutes of announcements.
Who votes for too many announcements?
Golly gee. Too many announcements.
I would
and
only
that
think
just means we're really busy.
I would only say too many announcements if I was like, I'm not going
they said,
to any
but
of
wait, there's more.
If I was like, I'm not going to any of that stuff, then I'd be like, that's boring too much. If I was like, I want to go to that stuff, then I'd be like, thank you for sharing. Because we want you to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of the fun and adventure. We want to elevate chiropractic with you, even if you're not a chiropractor. I've got non-chiropractors going to Scotland to support the Scotland Chiropractic College. I got to pull teeth to get chiropractors to go. You know, here's one thing I noticed too. Some chiropractors took issue with our involvement in Well Infused and nanner. What would chiropractors say? You know what I don't get? But I wonder how come functional medicine people are never mad at us for like saying all this chiropractic stuff. Hey guys, too much Dave Meltzer in chiropractic.
Lisa said she's tired just listening to all the stuff we're doing. She got tired.
Hey, let's talk about Zone of Genius. That's your topic that you love.
That is the topic today. That is the topic today. We're ready. We're ready. Who, first off, let me know right now in the comments if you feel like you are working in your zone of genius.
My zone of genius is announcements.
No, yeah, clearly. I also think your zone of genius is golf.
It is.
It is.
I was telling a story. Can I tell my story?
Sure.
This is not the topic. I'll leave you enough time to talk about Zone of Genius. But you and I were watching this. We were watching this sermon by Stephen Furtick one morning. It's a little bit older, so you have to go back. It's called "Move It to the Middle."
Didn't we not talk about this on the last one? Was that not this?
No.
Oh.
It's called "Move It to the Middle," and I recently played in the club championship at Tallis Park here. I did not win, but I usually play horrible. There's always this one hole number 10. And hole number 10 in competitive tournament golf, you have to count all your strokes, all your penalties. I am likely to make a 10. And if you make a 10, your tournament hopes are dashed, done. And I came out on fire in day one. I was 2 under after 4 holes. That's super. I'm not that good at golf. So I was like, that's incredible. And I got to number 10. I played the front 9 and 3 over. That's really good score for me. I got to number 10 and I was like, just don't make it 10. Just don't make it 10. And, you know, we also saw this when we were sharing about, that was on a live, not on this live, so you don't get confused. We were talking about Rory McIlroy just won the Players Championship. And he was talking about how even he walked up to 17, the famous Island Green, and he was telling himself, don't hit it in the water. And then he said, I could envision myself hitting it in the water. I was like, that's exactly what happened to me. And then Roy said, you have to make your positive thoughts stronger than your negative thoughts, because we all have negative thoughts. And so I started telling myself, I was like, wow, I'm 3 over after 9 holes, which is a really good score for me. And I was like, I'm actually a pretty good golfer. And I started to tell myself, I'm not going to make a 10. And so I didn't. I parred number 10. I finished that day pretty well. I was kind of in the middle of the pack. Day 2, I had the lowest score of day 2 because all day late, day 2, I kept telling myself, I'm a pretty good golfer. And I think that for you, this whole thing of move it to the middle, I don't want to give all the details as you don't have time. But a lot of you think that your best playing days are behind you. Your best business days are behind you. The best days of your relationship are behind you. But you have to realize that this is just the middle of the story. And what a fascinating middle. And my middle was filled with making a 10 on 10. Like I kept ruining I'd come home so defeated. I'd tell Lacey, I'm never playing golf again. I was playing so well and I made a 10. Right. And then you're like, and I watched playing partners do it, like make an 8 and they're like, oh, and my whole thing was like, you just have to not do that. And then what I had to say is rather than just say, don't do that, don't hit it in the water, I had to say, I'm actually pretty good at this. I had to move that story that I told myself into the middle and understand that was the middle. What an interesting middle, but it wasn't the end. It wasn't the end. So for a lot of you, I just want you to know, I know a lot of you are going through difficult times, but you're just in the middle. This is not the end of the story. And if you could appreciate the middle portion, that you are in the middle and embrace that middle, you'll begin to realize how cool, glorious, and joyous the end will be. I didn't win, but I felt really awesome at how I played and my realization that, man, even amongst those guys, I can hang in amongst the best people at my club because I'm not a 10. I'm not going to shoot a 6 over on a hole. And you guys don't have to keep repeating these same mistakes as well. Talk about Zone of Genius.
Well, it's interesting that you started with that story because first off, Zone of Genius is not my concept by any means. It's a concept out of the book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. So if you haven't read it, I would definitely recommend reading it. I haven't read it in a really long time, but I remember how impactful it was on me. And honestly, that's what he talks about. He talks about the reality of us as business owners, individuals, creating a lot of self-sabotage that inhibits us from operating in our zone of genius. And so that's exactly like what you were talking about. Like if golf really was your zone of genius, and when you are in a state of flow, when you have the right focus, when you have the right mindset, you're in that state of play, you play well, but when you don't play well, there's self-sabotage surrounding it. Oh, I'm not really good. I can't hit on 10.
This always happens to me.
This always happens
to me. People say
to
that
me.
to me as well.
You create that story. And so it's really interesting that's what he talks about, is that you oftentimes aren't working in your zone of genius as much as you should be because of the self-sabotage along the way. And that could be for all sorts of reasons. That could be because of fear. That could be because of fear around success, guilt, shame, blame, or merely just because you're telling yourself a story that you don't get to work in that zone of genius because of A, B, and C, right? And so I think that that's really powerful to read the book, because you do have to understand, where are my barriers that I'm creating so that I can have a breakthrough to get there. But what's really interesting about this is that he says that we operate in 4 different zones. So I had to go back and look this up because I wasn't sure if I had it perfect, but the 4 zones are: number 1, your zone of incompetence. So
that's a terrible place.
It's a terrible place to be. It's tasks you suck at and you should delegate, but you can't or you don't. Right? Yep. And so this is a lot derived from the delegation matrix, very similar to this concept. So there's a lot of us that in this moment, you could probably write down a couple of things that you are doing that you are just not good at, right? But you're doing them because you keep telling yourself, I have to be the one to do this because fill in the blank. So it's really interesting because you can be in any one of these zones or multiple zones at one time. But the first one is the zone of incompetence. The second one is the zone of, drum roll. Okay, that sucked. Thanks. Competence.
Yay!
Things that you're okay at, but others could do just as well. And so there's also or better.
Okay.
I mean, the reality of it is that we're competent at a lot of things.
I'm okay at it, but yeah, I'm not the best.
And admittedly, Shawn and I are big proponents for you as business owners to be competent in most things that are required for your business to operate.
Yes.
So I would say if you are operating in a zone of incompetence in anything that is involved in your business, you at least need to move into the zone of competence before you delegate it out, because it's really hard to check in on something and know if it's working properly or not if you're not even competent in that thing in the first place. What do you think about that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
it's like an adaptable entrepreneur podcast.
That's not what I do.
Yeah, you do.
Do I do that, y'all? For those of you that listen to the Adaptable Entrepreneur podcast, I don't just say yes.
I gotta tell you, those have been bomb lately.
They've
and
been
again,
really
since
good.
we moved
Really
over
good
into
content.
the portal, I'm not sure how many of you guys are getting these on a weekly basis. We had Dave Meltzer in on one where we're talking about metrics, not your normal metrics. You guys love to measure revenue and clients. So we talked about other metrics that you should all be measuring to be looking at the health of your business. You better jump in that portal and find that podcast. But some of our lately, some of the ones that we've been dropping, one of the points that I want to highlight from this last podcast is how we were talking about trust as a currency.
Yes.
And I've got so many comments, so I can tell who listens to it. Because if you listen to it and you heard this, you're like, oh, dang. Because I talked about how all of you have this desire to separate out. So you have marketing, outsourced, and sales. And while even sales, most of you don't outsource sales, some of you do, but it's still being done over here. Like, oh, like my people, they do sales, and I have this people that do marketing, but they're not in alignment. So what that does is it breaks the trust factor, because the prospect was over here enjoying this marketing because your marketing agency ran all this marketing for you, but based off of their philosophies, theories, and their culture, not yours. But it built a level of trust to a specific demographic, a person that was attracted to that. And then they called, and then your team picked up the phone and you tried to convert them and you couldn't, because it was a whole different culture. And that person was like, what? Wait, what happened? I thought this was going to be like a freebie bargain discount. And you're like, no, you don't understand the value of the great Shawn Dill. And they're like, what the hell? And they hung up. You guys got to be super careful, because the world is changing so fast, and your whole, and to this point, outsourcing. That's what made me think of it. I'm going to outsource this, outsource that, outsource this. But if you don't have control over it, it doesn't stay congruent. And what that does, what's really bad, is that breaks trust. You could get away with that in 2022. You cannot get away with that in 2025.
Right.
Because trust is such a valuable currency. Money's tight out there, folks. So people aren't just winging money all over the place. So they're really scrutinizing. And we're like, when they're like, this doesn't feel right, this doesn't feel like those ads that I was looking at on Facebook, boom, you lost the sale. Next is your zone of complacency.
I'm laughing at the chat. You guys are funny today.
What are they saying?
They're just being funny. The next is so here's what's really important. And this is for, I would say, 99% of business owners / entrepreneurs. This is the zone that they operate out of, and this is the zone that they stay in. Admittedly,
oh, I know it.
What is it?
The zone of complacency.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is the zone of excellence.
Oh.
So this is actually things that you are really great at. You're really, really great at. And the way that I've always understood it, it's not just like, oh, I think I'm great at it. But when other people objectively look at the things that you do and what they believe your talent is, these are things that they would also say you're great at. You're excellent at.
I mean, that's way deeper than what you made it, though.
Why is
There's
that
a lot
deeper?
of people that are self-proclaimed, like, oh, I'm really, like, particularly on the thing that they do. Like, oh, I'm a really good physical therapist. I'm like so gifted. And then you like get around people and they're like, I mean, not really. You gotta be honest there, because like, you think you're so, because and I get it too. It makes sense. Of course, I'm going to say I'm the best at the thing that I do. But I mean, there's only one Michael Jordan. Every other NBA player thinks they're the best that ever lived. But then they get out there and they're like, okay, well, maybe I'm not.
Yeah. Well, again, this is my interpretation of this, because this is the thing. This is why I think most people get stuck in their zone of excellence. Number one, because they do get comfortable. But number two, it's because this is what everybody tells them they're great at.
Oh.
And when there is an external story about what you should be doing and where your talents lie and exist, it's really easy to stay stuck there.
Yeah.
Gay Hendricks in The Big Leap says that the big leap is leaping from your zone of excellence into your zone of genius, which is your true calling.
Well, then I was right. It could be leaping from your zone of complacency into your zone of genius, whatever, right? Your zone of success, your zone of abundance, because that makes a lot of sense. Your zone of excellence feels real comfortable.
Sure.
You're making decent money. You're there. You're in your zone of excellence. But if you want to really, really show out, you've got to get into your zone of genius. And for some of you, it's like, oh, shoot, maybe I shouldn't be doing this physical therapy thing, and I got to go back into singing. Or that's scary stuff, that big leap. I don't know if they talk about that in the book. If not, they should let me write it, because that's scary stuff.
It's super scary. But the idea is that when you are in your zone of genius, it's often what you used to talk about, losing track of all time and space, right? It's a state of play. In the book, he talks about the Einstein time concept. I might be wrecking
Einstein and time. You're still
good. But I might be
right?
wrecking the exact terminology that he utilizes. But he does talk about that concept, and essentially what it is that if you find yourself, this is why I remember this so well, because for any of you that know me, Shawn will probably make a face, but I measure everything in time. I see you trying not to smirk. Okay. I measure everything in time. I am a time-based individual. I'm always like, how much time did you spend on that? Let me tell you how much time I spent on that. Let me tell you how much time I have left in my day or how much time I don't have left in my day. So I'm a very time metric person. And what he says that's really powerful is that when you're in your zone of genius, you lose track of time. Time fully expands. You're in a state of play because it's the work that you were meant to do. And so you don't say to yourself, I don't have time for that. You say, how can I find more time to do it more? And I remember reading that, and that really impacted me because what it made me realize is there is a lot of things that I am extremely excellent at, and I can share my talents with a lot of people, but those things aren't necessarily the things that light me up. And so there might be a lot of things in your business that you are doing that are in your zone of excellence, and you might actually be, diluting or squashing or inhibiting your zone of genius coming into play because you keep telling yourself you have to do this one thing in your zone of excellence. But the whole idea is that what you find, what your true calling is, what you're truly great at, what your true passion is, time doesn't matter. You do things with more ease. You can help impact more people, and you're filled up completely. And so this is just your friendly reminder that you need to ask yourself, what zone am I in? And what do I need to do to make the next big leap into the next zone?
Fantastic.
That's it. That's what I got.
All right, James, let's draw 3 names. Let's give away $300. You guys know the drill. You guys have to be here. Test out your comment ability. You have to be able to comment. You get 30 seconds. We draw your name, 30 seconds. Watch your name whiz on by the magical electronic digital canasta.
Oh, look at us over
when
on the
stops on your name. You got 30 seconds. 30 seconds to claim your prize.
I feel like it's bigger. Like I can see the name better.
Yep. Fixed.
Yeah.
Oh, James is muted again. James got a loose cage.
Sorry.
There you go.
There we go.
Paul's name's back in it. Listen, if you win, we don't take your name out. Paul, you're in the running.
You are.
Aaron's in the running. Even James Taylor's in the running. We didn't take his name out yet.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Name number 1.
Digital Canasta. Chino Jamil. Chino Jamil. Saw Chino Jamil on Chino Jamil. It whizzed on by Landon Derrickson.
Whiz.
Chino Jamil.
Pants won.
What?
That's what James Taylor said. A pair of chinos, the pants
Chinos.
chinos.
No.
See, he's goofy in the chat today. Chino
He
pants.
is.
Remember, you used to wear chinos. Shawn used to wear pleated chinos. Or are all chinos pleated? I'm not sure, but he used to wear them with tennis shoes. That's when we first met.
Name number 2.
Name number 2. Here we go.
Oh, I love it.
I saw Brian Wright.
Ooh.
RJ
RJ
Galinas. Holding
RJ.
it down for chiropractic. Today is chiropractic day, apparently. RJ is a chiropractic absolute warrior out there in Colorado. RJ Galinas, make yourself known. We'll give you $300 just for being named RJ Galinas. Listen, all you chiropractors, be sure to catch us at CST, at Sherman Lyceum, and at Logan Symposium. Plenty of opportunities for us to hear us talk about chiropractic. RJ Galinas, your time is up. You're a winner in our book. You just don't get the money. We need another winner.
Name number 3. Here we
Number
go.
3. Last one.
Ooh.
Georgia.
Ooh. I saw Brian Wright. I saw a lot of
but
people
Georgia's
there.
on. She's the app maker. She works with the amazing Skip and Julie, building apps all around the country. She's like a hardworking railroad worker. She just goes from place to place building apps. If you need an app, reach out to Georgia, reach out to Skip, reach out to Julie. They can build you an app, whatever you want it to do.
Everybody knows Georgia's
You've
a
got
real
a problem,
name.
they got an app.
She's building right now, Julie says.
Georgia, you are a real winner in our book. Could have had $300. That'll probably get you half an app.
No, not even.
Not even?
No.
Okay. Well, you could have had $300. That'd have gotten you a lot of Whataburgers or In-N-Out, depending on what you like to eat.
There's only one burger place. It's called In-N-Out.
What?
Yeah, Whataburger doesn't count.
Oh,
I know all you Texas people. No, I'm not into it.
What do you say, James?
I vote In-N-Out when it comes to that.
Yeah. Sure. Thanks, James.
I think Whataburger has better shakes. I think.
Oh, yeah. You're a shake guy for sure.
That Dr. Pepper shake.
I don't know.
Somebody bring me a Dr. Pepper shake. Hey, we got to go. It's getting late. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Shawn and Lacey Live. Next month, we're going to add $100 to the pot. We're going to draw 4 names. We're giving away $400. Lacey will be back in her zone of genius. Dexter's zone of genius is sleeping. He'll be back doing that as well. Make sure you get plugged in to all things adaptopreneur.com. So many things going on around the world. Don't just stay on your zone of genius on the couch. Get on a plane. Come hang out with us. I promise you that it will be exponentially worth your while. Promise you. Ask anybody who's done it. It always pays off. Until then, see ya.